Well, hello. Good morning. It's the 17th of February. A beautiful day, just look at it. And, well, all I want to do is talk to you. And, look what a gift I've been given. Not just the ability to, in a sense, step through this veil and talk to you when I am in tune enough to do so, that I feel I've already established. I know I've reached through this illusion to all the people that it matters to. Others coming at me with their heads must be having a very different experience. But I'm not after your heads. That's why I can talk to you like this. And now, I'm Mr. Invisible. This is great. I mean, I had freedom before. But my goodness, have I got freedom now? I mean, you don't even know if I'm dressed. I could be sitting naked here. You wouldn't know. And that's a freedom. And I just wanted to have a laugh with you today. It's Saturday. I've got a bit of work to do. I'm going to go and do that in a minute. But it's essentially a day off. And I'm going to go down to my place. Begins with B. Ends in Juan. I go and spend the night down there and check out a few of the locals, see what's going on. Because I tell you, I love it down there. I wanted to move there years ago when I was first here. You know, I'll be staying somewhere, it'll be really close to some of the best beaches down here on the west coast. So I've really opened to pick up my surfing. I've got to. So that's what I'm going to be up to today a bit. But that's kind of irrelevant to the story. What is relevant is the unfolding of this human experience. That I know I'm not alone in experiencing. That there is a mass awakening taking place. And I get so hopeful we're just about to all meet, just about to reunite. Because that must be the direction we take. I believe that coming together will aid us all in this journey to awakening, truly. Anyway, you remember I talked about the divine surfing thing. That there's no paddling. Well, this last week or so, I've had, there's been consistent swell, I'll say. And I've been catching some amazing waves. And this morning, goodness me, that I would say that was one of my best surf sessions ever. And I've had some good ones, but that one, some of the longest rides. That's what I want the experiences to expand. I want to have time in those experiences, in a sense, to actually get comfortable in that world of truth, to actually be present in that world of truth. And I don't know, something's clicked, I tell you. It's the time of year, I'm sure that's got so much to do with it, that we go through these cycles as human beings. We are plant-like. And this is spring here. And it feels like spring within me. And it was just also there. Anyway, you know, I'm not supposed to talk about it. But I want to share it. Goodness me. Anyway, what else? It probably won't be a long one because It's just a spontaneous little invisible whisper, I guess you call it. It crossed my mind, let's give it a shot. I'll tell you a little story. Once upon a time, there was a gardener, and he had the most beautiful garden. Perfect in every way, except one thing: the water had to come up from down below from the garden. A bit of a walk. So every day the gardener found himself walking down to the water with a stick on his shoulder and 2 buckets, one in front, one behind. As he walks down, the buckets were of course light. He'd get to the water and he would fill the buckets. Then, on the return journey, he'd notice something happening consistently. That the bucket at the back seemed to have a leak. It was a broken bucket. The bucket in front had no leaks. It was a beautiful bucket. And so, day after day after day, this would happen. Walk up. By the time we got to the garden, the only bucket with any water was the beautiful bucket in front. The gardener had no complaints. He was getting water for his garden. It wasn't a problem. Continued to do so. Until one day, the beautiful bucket kind of noticed what was going on and turned to the broken bucket and was like, "You're broken. What? You're not bringing any water to the garden." Gardener watched this exchange. Beautiful bucket went on her way, did her beautiful thing. And the broken bucket found himself wondering, really what use am I then? I can bring no water to this garden. Why would the gardener even want me? And it's obvious why the beautiful bucket sees something broken. The gardener saw the broken bucket and felt for him. And he looked. He stood the broken bucket up and pointed down to the water and the path up to the garden. And he said, "Look, do you see along the path the flowers sprouting all along the edge, all the way to the garden? Beautiful flowers sprouting everywhere." The broken bucket appreciated what he was seeing and made no comment. The gardener went on, "You do realize that all those flowers on the path up to my garden are thanks to you? That it is the water that you spill that nurtures those flowers?" The broken bucket felt a little bit better at such a thing and realized, so I'm not completely useless. The gardener laughed and said, you were never useless. You just have a hole or two that we need to work on. Broken bucket decided, yeah. He thought of a plan. He said, "Okay, gardener, how about me and the beautiful bucket, kinda, see if we can work together on this to plug some of these holes. The gardener looked around for the beautiful bucket and noticed her sitting closely and listening. The gardener gave a grin, said, well, don't know how you're going to do it, broken bucket, but surely it is possible. The two buckets looked at each other. Gave a little grin. And we're like, well, guess we could perhaps have a little go at sorting out this water system. And they went off for a little chat to see if they could resolve a few things. The gardener, he just looked around himself and was just like, look, it's a beautiful garden anyway. Whatever you two daft buckets get up to or decide. You see, he was a very loving gardener. And anyway, that's just a bit of a funny little story. Just for a laugh, really, because I can do this. So many things through history have been told in story form to help us somehow understand. To have that introspection over something is so essential to growth. And my teacher's super good at stories. And I guess I'll need to learn a bit, won't I? But still. What a day. I hope I get in the sea today. That would be a gift. And I just want to say, coming closer to this hut, for me personally, it feels like an extra layer has kind of unfolded over this time. Like something has truly been activated. And it gives me a peace beyond all understanding that I have in my days more and more. And that is what I want to share with anyone who ever interacts with me. That there is a peace and understanding that we are being brought to, and not as some random event, but as an orchestration of something so far beyond what we are, just as our individual little human selves. That we're being woken up in such a way that takes us out of that illusion, this illusion that has kind of been harnessed on this planet, that we need to break free from to truly experience ourselves for what we are. I have a complete trust in this, and I spend my days with it and my nights, and I'm convinced. And I know I'm sharing in the experience of becoming one with so many. Of course, that makes no sense to the mind. And yet it makes complete sense to the heart. And that's the oneness I want to experience. I want to share. I want to be a part of. To join with others. And grow together. You know? Anyway, I better not go on too long. It's just an invisible whisper. But I would just like to say good morning to the beautiful bucket. And the gardener. Because what you've shown me is beyond the greatest gift possible. The awakening that gardener has gifted me with can never be repaid. But my gratitude will know no bounds. And I long to express it directly. Because surely that's going to have such a beautiful effect. So a big hug to the beautiful bucket, all right? And I'll better go. It's just a quick one, isn't it? And well, I'll talk to you soon. I'm kind of enjoying this Mr. Invisible, but we'll see what happens. Love and hope to all. From Tim. Take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day today and continuation. Let's ramp it up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.